Hi, this one's called My Young Pilot Whale. It's about bringing your kids back from online gaming and social media. You start out as a parent with all good intentions. I've spent decades honing skills before their creation, so they're going to be outgoing and kind and clever and bright. When they walk into a room, the dark parts will just turn light. A doctor, a vet, and I choose something which gives you money, but what about happiness, Dad, they say? Well, of course, that matters too, my little buddy. So this is all true, and yes, I do bore people who have no kids about how amazing they are, and oh my God, when you have kids, they'll light up your lives, which they do. But no, really, we're fine. We're happy with our dog, they say, and they've seen me and as they're losing the plot 2 times before this week, so you see what we roll out on show and what you see in the restaurants and parks. We'd love to say that small piece of heaven is real, but the distance from fact and fiction, it's stark. They will last a wee while like that, once the bill has been paid and we've driven back home, but the nice pill we made them swallow just before we allowed them in public to roam, well, it's all worn out now, and the whales are reborn. Moving at a pace that would give tortoise some self-esteem. When you combine it with the chores and the word family and team, well, it grinds to a halt and the house becomes a maze as they shoot off in corners or sit in the fridge and just graze. The best challenge to date, without a doubt, hands down, is my whole working for 3 decades, is turfing a teenager out of his bed at 7:30, which you do with levers and spades. You then touch him for fear of the start of a painful whale pitch. As he swings his leg out, you can see there's the hitch. Now every action, a minute of his breath, needs to be accompanied by the device that, if removed, causes death. If Steve Jobs was alive today, I would say, was there thought given to when designing that thing that it might cause families such pain? I mean, the addiction factor added into my kids, it's like they're on cocaine, but we are responsible and need to take charge of the small black device which is glued to his hand. But the solvent needed to peel skin from hard plastic is in the form of my shouting, and that's just not fantastic. So to keep the peace in the house, we need to take this in hand, but the Escobar Wi-Fi, well, I feel like General Costa, and I feel this is my last stand. So we all know how they ended Mr. Jobs. And please don't be offended as you rest up there listening to this moan without a care. I mean, your billions mattered at the time you were here, but I know you measured success differently when the end became clear. But the technical advances you made over the years are now shadowed by lost parents, of which I'm one right here, to ask how do we take back the last few years, where Snapchat stories, Insta and occasional tweet replaced walks in the forest, beaches, happiness that was measured by laughter and numbers of steps made by our feet. Let's get back to the house where the angsty teen is, because since we left him 2 verses back, he's gone on a permanent horizontal from a lazy lean against every upright surface which he finds. But my patience and temper, it's starting to grind. You see, I blame X Factor for too much in life. Murdering music, plain to see, but mostly by making my kids truly believe that someone will pluck them from obscurity. Yes, you are all special. Every kid born created has an amazing skill. But what happens when no one notices them and they start popping pills for depression and anxiety, as life isn't going away? The inspirational Facebook posts have started and planned. So as a parent, I've tried to take matters into my own hands. So what I expect from my textbook, whole meal, no smoke, my detox, millennial existence, my fortitude, my hypocritical parental persistence, is a little less teenage resistance. As I flat spin into causes and therapy, using our good Dr. Google, I cry out loud as I hit enter, because I know it's my attention to their growth that's been horribly frugal. We should be finding it hard to count the times we spoke throughout the week, because I know you've lost count over the past 2 years of how many times you've Snapchat streaked. Well, I've checked your phone, son. At the last count, it was 700,000 was the amount of interactions received and sent, and how many were to or from me? 0 was the count. So can we all just stop, take stock, and as we know what's wrong or right? I mean, I know there's a million parents out there who hear their kids yelling at the drug they call Fortnite. We cannot blame the X Factor or online gaming tools when it's us that have taken the easy route to parenting. We're the fools. Now, our excuse when us parents get together in our dimly lit alcohol-filled kitchen after we've assassinated a few workmates with our therapeutic Olympic level bitching is that we can't stop the Fortnite at our angels because they'll suffer from social exclusion. Excuse me? Pardon? Isn't this the answer? Is just some good old-fashioned parental collusion? So this entrepreneurial gaming guy, Bentley Beach House and his billions, is sipping cocktails every 30 seconds with his upgrade from us minions. My proposition for you, therefore, is clear. As Disney knocks on my door for the rights to Star Wars Part 12, the parent clones strike back. Because our little Jedis are actually amazing, and they fill our hearts with smiles, and to keep them safe from harm, we'd walk barefoot over broken glass for miles. So let us all stand at the start of the month to the Narco's best export, the Wi-Fi. And at the strike of 9, flick switch and hear our little beach whales cry. But their eyes will dry, and any addiction that grips them, there is a key to unpick the shackles locks. And our key is a family unit, which must start with a tech detox.